You know what, guys? You guys called me out last year. You guys thought I was a fluke with all these predictions from last year. But you know what your problem is?
What?
You think you know me.
Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast. It is 24/7 Lou, and that's...
It's Rickard. A defeated Rickard.
And that's...
The one-man band. Do you smell what the champ is cooking?
Oh, yes, folks. Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as the Few Show Podcast, where this is the number one show on YouTube, number one show in your heart, number one show in your girlfriend's heart, number one show in Vince's heart, too, we think. And I think someone has a speed dial on his number to get a victory. But, yes, we're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble 2021. The Royal Rumble. This is a recap. And, yes, I have to say this. I have to say it right now. Everybody, please stand up. Oh, wait, some of you, those not wearing pants, please sit down.
Yeah, I gotta stay sitting down.
All right, be careful. Okay, but the man of the hour, the champ, the new 24/7 TFS Pod champion is the one-man band.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, congratulations. That was a good prediction battle that we had there. But let's go to the scoreboard. Rickard, what's a scoreboard?
Okay, so this is the second pay-per-view in the books officially. So, scoreboard reads, there's only one scoreboard. 1 point for Lou, the newly crowned 24/7 champ. One-man band has 1 point also. So, our world championship is tied at the moment between you two, your co-champs.
Yes.
And then I'm at 0 along with JFew and everybody else.
And the randomizer.
Yes, the randomizer is also at a very, very bad 0.
Yeah. And okay, now what were the points? Well, we'll go through it, but we do have a champion. We do have a new champion, which is by 10 points, and we'll just talk about that right now about what happened on WWE's Royal Rumble. Let's go first with the first match that we had that was on the pre-show that wasn't on the main show, but it was our pre-show, and we did make a prediction on it, which I think was a game changer. What do you think, Rickard?
I mean, it didn't lead to Charlotte Flair winning. I don't know what the story going forward is now because.
And that was the women's tag team match. It was Asuka,
women's tag team. Asuka versus Charlotte versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, which saw some involvement by Ric Flair and
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans on the outside, brass knucks and everything. Yep. Maybe that's the story going forward with this. They're gonna. I mean, Charlotte versus Lacey. I don't know. I think they're gonna put her in the women's battle royal.
Well, for me, I'll tell you one thing. During the predictions battle, that's why I didn't think about Charlotte Flair winning it, because I thought they were going to try to milk that story for a while, or something against Asuka in another way. So that's why.
Wait a minute, Lou, don't try to rewrite history here. Everybody picked Charlotte and Asuka except for one.
No. I meant Charlotte Flair for winning the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I did pick for them to defend, but they did not defend. And that earned the one-man band 2 points. Everyone else a big fat 0.
I still want to know, because I'm having suspicions of somebody calling an audible here and dialing up. It can't be Vince, because Vince calls me. I think somebody dialed Shane McMahon in this group chat. One-man band, what gave you the inkling that the tag champs were gonna switch? Because that was out of left field.
Writing was on the wall, man. Think about it. Like Charlotte and Asuka as the champs, they were mishmashed in, man. Like that didn't make sense. You know, it's been literally like non-existent ever since they won the belts. It's like, what does it matter? So you had to get the belts off them because
they have two separate stories going on too. Also.
Yeah, there's probably going to be like, you know, they're probably going to be like like a WrestleMania program for them somewhere And I think them being tag champs didn't make sense. It probably was going to damper them.
Ooh, you know what I just realized? Bianca Belair won, which means the Raw title has no challenger. Presumably, anyways.
Mm.
Well, Bianca Belair is on SmackDown, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's on SmackDown, so you need to have a challenger for Asuka.
Well, Bliss,
Okay,
the whole story, the storyline with Bliss could be continuing.
We'll see. That the Women's Rumble was its own bag of surprises.
All right, we'll get that in a second here. So we had that one, and that gave One Man Band 2 points, and then we did have another match which we did not have a prediction for, which was Sasha Banks, the champion, versus Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Sasha Banks did retain. And no one had any points in that, so that was a 0.
We didn't have any points in it, but everybody in the chat agreed. If we would have thrown the dice might have agreed too. I don't know. But everybody was like, Sasha Banks retains, and sure enough, Sasha Banks retains.
Yep. All right, and then
a pretty straightforward match actually.
It was. There wasn't really
crazy happening. It felt like stalling for time, really.
Mm-hmm. So, and then the next match we had was the McIntyre match, right?
I think the McIntyre match came before, but you want to talk about stalling for time? Yeah. The match was not started immediately. They had a scuffle on the outside. Goldberg speared McIntyre through the barricade, walked back into the ring, and I thought to myself, I didn't realize the bell hadn't rung. I thought to myself, is this how you make Goldberg's match padded for time? You just have him go inside the ring. And I said, this doesn't even make sense psychologically because you can't win off of a count out. And then I realized, the match hadn't started. I said, no wonder the ref's not counting.
I thought
more on refs not counting to 10, by the way.
Oh yeah,
much later on.
I thought that they were softening it up for Miz to come in or something like that. I don't know about you. I don't know about you guys.
No. There was a moment. There was one moment. One very, very slim moment where I thought to myself, if Lesnar's going to come out to set up McIntyre versus Lesnar 2 but the title not on the line, it would be now. Because Lou, you brought this up in the chat as a joke, right? And you were like, what about if Otis wins the Rumble? And I said, there's no storyline in place if he wins the Rumble. And then I thought to myself, wait a minute. McIntyre versus Goldberg. McIntyre wins. As McIntyre is celebrating, Lesnar attacks him from behind. Miz cashes in, pins Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
Otis wins the Rumble, gets revenge on Miz.
That's what I was going with.
And I was like, not to mention, if he wins the Rumble, he could challenge Miz for the title at WrestleMania, and then stay on Raw as WWE champion.
Yep.
It would have all wrapped itself in a nice package if Otis was one of the main characters of the show, but he's a side character.
Yeah, unfortunately. He won it, and
so
they took it away from him.
McIntyre won the match with 2 claymores. That's got to be the first time I've seen someone get hit twice with a spear and then kick out of a jackhammer. Undertaker doesn't count because that was just a stalling suplex. All right, that's a joke.
True.
All right, so that's okay. So then we had that match, and then I think I did skip over the women's match that was before that match. But okay, let's talk about the women's Royal Rumble.
All right, here we go.
What do you guys think?
So let's talk about first the randomizers picks for the Rumble, because to some degree I have a soft spot for the randomizer here because it predicted none other than Tori Wilson. My all-time favorite women's wrestler, and childhood crush to win the Rumble at entry number 17.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching this, by the way, because me, Lou, we're all watching it and we're all communicating with each other, and I'm just like, well, here comes the first entrant, Liv Morgan, number 13. Randomizer predicts to make the Final Four. Yeah. Liv Morgan gets eliminated. And it's just like, Tori Wilson predicted to win the Rumble, gets eliminated. And they all got eliminated, except for Mickie James and Nikki Cross, 19 and 20, which the randomizer picked.
Yeah.
All of them were getting eliminated just as the next pick for the randomizer was coming in. And I'm just like, did WWE just do this to troll us? So the randomizer had a horrible showing in the women's rumble and the men's, but we'll get onto that because there was a moment where I was just like, wait a minute, hold on.
You have a list of our final 4 picks for the women?
So for the women's rumble, we all kind of had similar picks. Jay Few picked Bianca Belair, Charlotte, Peyton Royce, and Alexa Bliss. Okay.
Yeah, that was not going to happen. Come on.
But he did pick Bianca Belair to win, and he called that one.
Yeah.
Tomb, one-man band, you had Alexa Bliss as the winner, just like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair in the final 4 with Bianca Belair and Tessa Blanchard. So you missed the point on the winner. You missed the point on Bliss winning.
I want to ask one-man band this. How did you feel about that when you were watching it till the end and Tessa Blanchard didn't come out? Because I had Becky Lynch also too. Like on that 30, on the 29th pick. I was like, no, please, please, because we knew Natalya was going to be the 30th already.
Right, because she had already won it. Well, for me, it was like, I knew, like I said, I was going to throw Hail Marys for this Royal Rumble. And Tessa Blanchard was obviously one of my Hail Marys. It's just that, Tessa Blanchard is one of the most highly sought after women in the business right now.
Yeah.
And she's basically been out of work for a while now. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, well, if any time would be a time to bring out somebody for a crazy surprise, would be now, even though there's no crowd or anything like that. But it didn't happen, so I said, well, okay, that's one less point for me. But I was feeling somewhat okay about it because I knew Charlotte Flair was gonna be in the final 4. Yeah. Remember, she's the golden child.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
that was a safe pick.
I messed up on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so
you didn't pick Charlotte Flair.
No,
That's right.
I didn't pick Charlotte Flair. I picked Becky Lynch. That's why I was like suffering. When I saw Nia Jax at 29th, I'm like,
I will say this. Very surprising that Becky Lynch didn't come out, considering who else came out in the men's rumble.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
More on that later.
Who's gonna take care of the baby? I guess. We did see Lana, which you did call her. We would see Lana,
and she did eliminate Nia Jax. Not in the way I predicted, but it was still cool.
Yep.
I even said it after Bliss got eliminated. I was like, oh, Lana wins the Rumble. Yeah. And then I said, oh man.
Oh, okay.
I really thought that would have been an interesting way to go. I thought. But,
okay. Everyone's thoughts on when Bliss got eliminated. Everyone's thoughts. What is
it? Dude, that was such a throwaway. Now, I looked at who eliminated her, and there was a part of me that said, hold on. Because she got eliminated by Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Let's keep this in mind. Rhea Ripley's from NXT. Rhea Ripley kind of has been hovering there, and she's been in a women's championship match at WrestleMania on the grandest stage. She can do it again. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself, all right, if Rhea Ripley wins the Rumble and Charlotte wins the women's title right before, at Elimination Chamber, Ripley's got an intermediate feud with Alexa Bliss right there. And then she didn't win it. So I'm thinking maybe Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss happens anyways, but for WrestleMania. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking here.
What about you, woman?
But yeah, if they don't do any follow-up, it's just a throwaway elimination. That was just so sudden.
Yeah.
It's like, she's getting serious, eliminated.
What's up?
What do you think about that when Alexa Bliss got eliminated? Because that was one of your picks as well.
What's up? I'm okay. Oh, let me tell you, when I saw that she was like going into her trance, I said, oh, here we go. That's it. She's going to go on a tirade.
Yep.
I really thought she was going to go on an elimination tirade. I said she's going to eliminate. I thought she was going to pull like a Stone Cold from like 97 and just eliminate everybody and just wait for people to come in and just do it. And then it just, when I see that everybody ganged up on her and threw her out like that, I said, what?
Yeah.
It was very surprising.
They didn't gang up on her to throw her out. They ganged up on her when she was all nicey nice Bliss, right? She was turning into schizophrenia Bliss, and everybody kind of backed off, got like really quiet. The lights, the screen started going out, and then Rhea Ripley just interrupted it before it finished.
I was thinking like, yeah, right. How are you gonna do the cinematic stuff like you did before with Asuka on a Raw? because everybody has to be laying down. Everyone everyone has to be laying down in the same spot, or those people have to be in there for the cinematic stuff to happen. So I'm like, hell no, they're not gonna do this. How can you turn off lights and do cinematic stuff of having her change?
Oh, you're right.
If now the only way I think they could have pulled it off is if when they all ganged up on her and she rolled out through the bottom of the rope and she went to the bottom, like she fell out of the ring, and down there they had like a clothing change
underneath. Come on, no way. No way you'd be able to do that with the time they had.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. That she gets rolled underneath, and then she goes down there, and then someone else starts fighting, and then she comes back up again as the Fiend Bliss or whatever you want to call her. So that's why I thought because that's why I thought no, they can't do no cinematic.
This is really out there. But you have Alexa Bliss reveal that she has a twin sister, evil twin sister. Which the world could always use double the bliss. I'm just saying. WWE, look into cloning.
You got the money.
But yeah, when she was eliminated
with the Peacock deal.
Oh yeah, now you got the money.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
we need to up our production value.
When she was eliminated, I was like, oh man, because I know we all had that. We all had her in there.
That was a punch in the gut for me.
Yeah.
But I think I had the best performance out of everyone in the Women's Rumble. I had 3 points. Only because of that.
Yeah?
No. Damn.
We were tied.
JFU got the final. JFU got 3.
So did I.
Damn, everybody got 3 except for One Man Band. How did he win?
How did he
He picked The Rock to win the Men's Rumble. How did he win?
He didn't. No, he didn't. That was a one-man band.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How did One Man Band win? He didn't pick the winners correct on either one, and he only got 2 points on the Women's Rumble. Well, we all did bad in the Men's Rumble. Okay. All right.
Hey, this is a totally different point system on this one because we made it interesting by picking the final four.
Sounds like somebody's hating.
No.
Yeah.
Guys, you have to admit that the final four idea it's a good idea. It worked. It made it much more interesting.
It is.
Yeah. No, it is a good idea. It is much more.
Because if you would have just said, okay, one person, that's it. One person wins it, and then they're eliminated. Well, okay, I lost. No, make it fun. Make it to the final four.
Well, I lost. No, there was a point. There was a point in my final four in the Men's Rumble where it's just, well, I lost.
Yeah. And I can tell you the exact point too.
Yeah.
Hold on. You know what? Tell us. What was it? Tell us a bit.
It was the moment that Sheamus got eliminated.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
The moment Sheamus got eliminated, I was like, theoretically, I was like, I won. That's it. It's like, doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah. No. We'll get to it. But
yeah.
So yeah, that's how. And then Bianca Belair won, which is the prediction that I had, and also JFU had. So
that was you guys 2 points. She made it to the final four, and she won.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should honestly. I messed up. I should have called that one because of the fact that they did the Chronicles on her.
Oh,
a few days ago. Yeah, that was a telltale sign right there. Like, hey,
that was the push.
But what happened?
No, that was the push they were doing.
8 eliminations in the last Rumble, and she won it this year. That's a big deal. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. So that was the Women's Royal Rumble, which Bianca Belair. Which at the end, that interview at the end was kind of weird. Like, this is set up, right? She's like, "Oh, thank my mom, my dad." And all that. But I'm like, whoa, what do you? I mean, this is.
She's selling it. She's selling it well. I liked it. That was actually really cool.
She was doing her Olympic speech.
On the this and that. Yeah.
But it was an Olympic speech.
Really, whoa! You have to understand, Lou. She's giving her victory speech now because she's probably not going to win at WrestleMania. Spoiler alert.
I thought about that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just being a jerk here. But I also think she might not win.
Yeah,
under the current playing field, I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm. The other day I was watching Royal Rumble from 2018, was it? And
the 2018 one where Asuka won?
No, where Shinsuke. Well, yeah, it was Asuka won, but I mean, I was watching the men's one where Shinsuke won. I'm like, yeah, but did Shinsuke ever hold a championship? No, wait a minute.
Nope.
He faced AJ Styles, he lost. Ah, what a waste.
Nope.
So yeah.
No, well, hold on. Shinsuke's in pretty good company though. There are only 3 people in WWE who have won a Royal Rumble and have not held a world title.
That's not good company.
Big John Studd,
Hacksaw,
and Shinsuke. All the other ones have eventually become world champion, which means the percentages say he's going to probably become world champion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Just not now.
Well, it didn't happen when he won the Rumble, but it might.
I know. So let's go to the next match. The next match we had was the last
Reigns versus Owens.
Yeah, last man standing.
Can we all agree that this was actually Well, I felt like this match was a disappointment.
That ending, no. This is the match itself was a good match. Them what they were doing.
It was creative. It was creative, but the ending was
that
really
ending
like,
was
wow,
trash.
You guys messed up.
Even the sound guy was booing. Boo!
Boo.
That's the funniest part. How did they allow the sound guy to do that? Because I've worked in other production stuff where usually sound guys joke around and stuff like that and play funny stuff.
Yeah,
but they're like DJs, like on the sets sometimes, and like they play like whatever's in the mood, just get everybody like into the mood, right? So for them allowing to the guy to play holy when something happens, or to even boo when something bad happens that we know that it was bad.
Well, my logic is Reigns is supposed to be the heel champ that wins by cheap means. In that particular instance, if that was a live crowd, people would be booing it, but not because of the fact that Reigns is about to win cheaply, but because you legit messed up a spot
that was a botch.
So badly that it was a botch. 100% it was a botch. Heyman missed his cue to be able to do that. But more importantly, I think the real issue was that other ref came out way too quickly.
Oh, yeah. Because he started counting because he walked in.
Yeah, he started counting and he stopped counting. He legit stopped counting. He's like, Owens is up. Reigns did try to save it, though. Because you'll notice Reigns, while he was still trying to get unlocked, he actually stood up just so that he could be like, yeah, I broke the count. Don't say anything. But he stood up way past it at the rate the ref was counting that the ref would have hit 10.
Yep.
Not to mention, I think that's the first time ever that I've seen a last man standing match where the guy's about to lose and then he just decks the referee.
Yeah.
I
saw that.
I saw that.
Awesome.
I said, well, that's one way to stop a 10 count.
That was funny, man. That was
funny. Really creative.
It's almost like if he was like, hey, look over there.
That ref, I don't know if he's getting paid the regular wage of salary or whatever that refs get paid, but up his wages because he ate face first LED board to the face. I was like, man, that did not look. I don't know if they practiced that spot.
Lit up his life.
Oh, I did notice that Owens burned his arm when he touched that light at first when he passed by there. There was a light. There was a light that was on. That was one of the blue lights. He passed by and touching his arm, and he got burnt a little.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember that spot.
And then someone turned off the light or something when we came back, and that's that corner where they were standing. That's that same corner. Someone just turned off the light because it was too hot. But yeah, there were some good spots in there. I'll give them that. I'll give them that for that match. There was some good spots, but that ending was crap.
So it's not. Handcuffs tend to be the ending spot of like the loser. Like if you get handcuffed in a wrestling match, almost more times than not, and you can look back at so many matches.
Yeah,
you get handcuffed, you're losing that match.
So yeah,
very few times does the winner end up being the guy that at one point.
I was gonna say because didn't John Cena get handcuffed one time against Umaga?
He snapped the yes, and it was odd. He had to think quick, but I think he completely like disconnected the bottom rope.
And he choked him out with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's the one. The last man standing match.
I remember that.
By the way,
it doesn't happen often. But now that I think about it, Reigns, Super Cena, I could see the comparisons.
By the way, I missed saying this about 14 minutes ago. But you're listening to actually about about 14 minutes ago or so. You listen to TFS Pod, the Few Show podcast. We're talking about the Royal Rumble, the recap, and what happened. So yeah,
and we're the number one show on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube and your heart.
We're winning the number 2 pay-per-view of the year. Eat your heart out, SummerSlam.
There you go. Right. So yeah, so next match,
the Royal Rumble.
Let's talk about that one. There you go, the Men's Royal Rumble. All right, guys.
Oh gosh. All right. So let's talk about the randomizer, because these are some out of the blue pick.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
So for people watching right now, I think the best comparison I could give is have like someone who never watches wrestling watch the Royal Rumble with you, and then have them pick people as they come out to win the match.
Yeah.
And tell them you can only pick 4. And you'll probably get the same like results that you would get as the randomizer. Because here are the randomizer's picks. The randomizer picked Final 4 to be entry number 13, 16, 17, and the winner to be entry number 19.
Mm-hmm.
And those entries were respectively Elias, Matt Riddle, Dan O'Brien, which we did think was a good pick, and the winner of the Rumble, Baron Corbin. I saw that. I said, "Well, if this happens,
the only way that happens is on a pre-show or a Superstars episode or something."
And I want to say, Baron Corbin plays his role really well, because I watched Corbin's role in this. He is the guy that eliminates fan favorites in the match, and he likes doing it. Like, if I get that the sound guy hits the boos and all that stuff, but he eliminated so many fan favorites. Last year he eliminated Riddle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this year, what does he do? He eliminated a couple people, but he also eliminated Otis, which I said to myself, if this was with a live crowd, he'd be getting booed.
Yeah.
And you could tell when he eliminated Otis, he just had that smile on his face, like, yeah, I know I'm a jackass.
He knows it. That's his specialty, man.
And he runs with it so well. I truly do appreciate his character. It's a shame what they did with him in the Money in the Bank, but great performance in the Rumble on his part.
Yep.
Dark horse picked by the randomizer. Terrible outing by the randomizer in both Rumble matches, but strong showing with the Daniel Bryan pick. But let's talk about the serious Final 4 picks.
Before we get to that, we had a flying bunny.
Oh gosh! All right.
We had
all right, Lou. You brought it up. Go ahead.
Okay, we had a flying bunny. For the celebrity we had there performing a song was Bad Bunny with the song Booker T. Was there, and then in one of the skits backstage, the Miz and Morrison wanted to go say, "Hey, let's go partying," and Bad Bunny's like, "No, I don't want to." So when Miz came out for his number to participate, he went and trashed the whole DJ set of where Bad Bunny's DJ was. So as the Miz is out there with Morrison, Bad Bunny comes out all angry. He wasn't part of he was not part of the Rumble. He just came out in between somebody's number. I forget what number it was. And the Miz and Morrison are telling him, come on in, when then Damian Priest clotheslines them both and throws them out. And then that's where Bad Bunny goes up to the top rope and does like the weirdest.
The behest of Damian Priest.
Yeah. Which I gotta add something about that. It's basically a Puerto Rican helping a fellow Puerto Rican.
Yes, that's true.
Someone else did bring that up actually. One of the guys I was watching it with, he goes, "Oh, the Puerto Ricans are teaming up."
Yeah, and then the Bad Bunny became the Flying Bad Bunny, and did a crossbody. He flew across, right? That was like a crossbody slam, right? No, not slam.
Yeah, it was a crossbody to get catched by two people.
Which
one man band brought it up. It was probably the worst looking crossbodies I've seen in a long time.
It almost looked like he slipped.
Yeah. It did look.
Yeah, like, it did. But it was an interesting spot. I haven't seen that often in the Rumble. Actually, a spot that we forgot in the previous. I know we're jumping around here, but at one point in the previous Rumble, we saw R-Truth come out in the Women's Rumble and a 24/7 title change.
Yes, yes. Oh, wait.
Mid-Royal Rumble match.
Wait, before you get to that, I want to say the last thing about Bad Bunny is that I know that he's a fan, and in many of his songs, he references WWE superstars in his songs sometimes.
Yeah, Ric Flair,
and he's in another song they mentioned Jimmy Snuka. So yeah, that I bet you for him as a fan, that must have been a big moment for him to participate.
Oh, no question.
So congrats.
No question. That's a bucket list thing in his life.
Yeah. All right. So so tell us about what happened with R-Truth, Rickard.
So R-Truth comes out in the Women's Rumble out of nowhere, and right after Alicia Fox's entry, and Alicia Fox is like, "No, wrong Rumble." And then he's like, oh, okay. And then all the goobers come out to chase him for the 24/7 title. And he runs back into the ring, and Alicia Fox helps him at first getting people out, like keeping the guys out of the Rumble match. And then she rolls him up. And then as soon as like R-Truth gets thrown out of the Rumble or whatever, and then Alicia Fox gets thrown out, she pins it and wins the title back in typical R-Truth fashion, becoming like the 5,000th time 24/7 champ.
Jesus.
What did I say? They will always be in a Royal Rumble. They'll need someone to run around and chase R-Truth.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, R-Truth has a job for as long as he wants.
Yeah.
Because R-Truth right now has basically found the good graces of Vince McMahon and has basically found the perfect balance of comedy and workmanship. That man is going to be there probably till like he's going to be like Pat Patterson. God rest his soul. He's going to be the Pat Patterson of the active roster. Like the man's going to be there forever.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
no question.
So yeah, we had those surprises in the Women's Rumble, and then back in the men's. Let me see. What other surprises did we see in the world? We saw the Hurricane come out. Kane in his 18th appearance, it was?
Yes.
18. Kane in his 18th appearance. Now, technically, I like to reference this. They don't count his appearances as Fake Diesel and Isaac Yankem. But if we're in Jacobs as in total, this is his 20th appearance, but his 18th appearance. And he added to his elimination record. He got 2 other people eliminated.
Oh, yes, he did.
So that brought his grand total up to what? Was it say 46?
46. Yep.
Oh, also,
the gap is widening.
Also, I want to mention this. Tell us, One Man Band, what do you think about that when you had your pick, your final 4 pick were 2 of them at least were there. Edge and Randy Orton were the first 2 to start, and then what happened afterwards? Tell us about that.
So that for me, it definitely made my teeth chatter at first, but then as time passed, I was like, well, hold on a second, this is looking pretty good, because the moment I saw Edge and Randy Orton go outside to the ring, outside the ring, and go on the spot with the announcer's table, and Edge do the execution on Randy. Which honestly I thought it was a botch. I really thought that at one point that was a botch because it looked like Randy hit hard.
The table
didn't collapse. The table didn't break. That was another thing.
Stuff was on the table.
And then, right. So that right there, I saw that happen, and I saw Randy just basically knocked out. I said, okay, wait a second. They're going to pull this angle. Where Randy Orton's just going to be out. And then it gave me flashes of Sasha Banks at Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm. I legit thought he got a concussion at first.
I thought so too.
And what really sold it was how he's a heel, or he's supposed to be a heel, and he just starts hitting the barricade like, shit, I messed up, all this stuff. He says, but he starts selling the knee, and then I said, hold on a second, what? And then they don't show the spot where he gets hit with the chair again and all that stuff, but they keep referencing it. Mm-hmm. And then Orton limps to the back, and my couple of people that I was watching it with go, there's no doctors coming out. He's not being carried out, stretchered out, or anything. It's not a legit injury. He wouldn't be putting weight on it like that. Right. And he's walking all the way to the back, even with help. Like, you're risking exacerbating the injury. It's a work. But he had me convinced for just that moment. And that's all it takes. That was very good workmanship.
Yeah, he definitely played that card to the T. And, when when I saw that go down, I said to myself, okay, this feels like to me I'm gonna have 1 point for sure.
And when I saw that, I said to myself, that's right, Chris Jericho, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
There you go. We referenced.
Remember, we talked about this off camera. We said that Vince was going to aim to erase Chris Jericho's record, and
he wasn't mentioned in the intro. Out of the stats.
Orton and Edge just added an hour to the cumulative times in the Rumble.
Exactly. So that means that next year, you better believe Randy Orton is going to break that record next year, because that now put him at 4 hours. If I'm not mistaken, it was 4 hours and 34 minutes, maybe something like that.
Oh yeah, he's in range.
Yeah, he's definitely in the top, easily top 5. He might even be in the top 3 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Because honestly, number 2 and 3 are inactive. Well, they're not so much inactive. Like Rey Mysterio, I think was number 3, but number 2 was Triple H.
Rey Mysterio came out and he had a couple moments there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Orton's still got several years left in the tank, and he'll have more Rumble appearances.
He'll break it next year. You watch. He's gonna break it next year.
Now, guys, what do you think about this? Okay, so I understand that was going to happen with Edge and Orton, and I thought they were going to really try to protect Edge, and I would have personally, I would have really thought they would have done something that Edge is hurt and then he appears instead of Randy disappearing and coming back, but and then leave Orton to do a lot of hard work throughout the rest of the match, but they left Edge in there. So I'm wondering if that was all done just to get that record off of Jericho. Because you could have done it where you left Edge out, and Randy has to handle all the heavy lifting until the end. Or who's in better shape than Edge, because he's active.
Well, let's not say better shape. Let's not forget, man. Orton did get some pretty harsh burns two weeks ago. He had to.
Oh yeah.
I found it hilarious when he came out and like his face was pretty much fine, and I'm just like, yeah. He recovered from those burns really quick. They sure dropped
that. Doesn't work like that.
Quickly.
So I thought, okay, they're more concerned about getting rid of Jericho's record than they are for Edge's safety, because they left Edge in there and Randy out, because Randy can still come back another year and do this again.
I thought it was interesting. I think they kept him there just because of Edge and Christian, which was a great moment.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good too. Another good moment.
We have not seen Christian in the ring since I want to say 2014, Elimination Chamber 2014.
Mm-hmm. That was the last time, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he Intercontinental Champion? He dropped it to the Miz, or was it the next night?
Might have. It might have been. That might be it too.
Because I remember he kayfabe tweaked his ankle, and that's when Miz got him and did a skull crushing finale on him.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
remember that sequence specifically, because that was Miz's 5th title run as an IC.
Also, let's talk about the going with bold predictions.
Okay, yeah, because everybody had at least one bold prediction, either in their final 4 as the winner, where it was just like, if this happens, like, oh boy.
All right, so let's see which ones. Let's go with the bold predictions.
All right, let's go with the first one that we can all kind of what was he talking about? J. Few said Mustafa Ali was going to make it to the final 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
All right, now we could make fun of ourselves here. I said Brock Lesnar was going to be in this, the final boss of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
that didn't happen.
Huh. I had Sheamus.
Lou, you're next. No, you did not. Sheamus actually wasn't close to it,
but he wasn't final 4.
We're gonna go. Your weird pick was Karrion Kross.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, I did pick him. I was like, no, he's not coming out. No. I was like 30. No.
And the one-man band's pick to the only person to actually make a weird pick and actually say, yeah, they're gonna win the Rumble was one-man band. Who said The Rock would win the Rumble.
Yeah.
And the final 4. So that was nuts, but
yeah.
somehow you still got no one else got, except for JFU actually, no one else got someone in the Final Four except for one-man band, who got 2 people in the Final Four, Orton and Edge.
Yep.
Who started the Rumble?
Yeah, seriously, like, man, talk about an endurance match.
Yeah.
That was an endurance match for me.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah, you must have been. No, don't get him out. Well, you mean? I mean, you were lucky because you had Orton and still in the back that nothing was going to happen there, at least. I mean, until the end.
Yeah. Well, people had already written him off, thinking like, oh yeah, he's eliminated, or he's just not going to come back because of this, and then
they screwed up. They screwed up. Orton actually got injured. He's out of the match.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for somebody to be not eliminated from the Rumble, but taken out of the match due to injury or not being there for the finish.
Right.
But once Edge did it, I was like, oh boy. What I think was a missed opportunity was no Fiends.
Yes.
Yeah, no Fiend.
In the end.
They're surprising about that.
Edge legit just no-sold the RKO after taking it. Taking, he reverses the throw out, the elimination attempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised by that.
There's not even a pause either. Look back at that finish. Orton goes to the elimination right after landing the RKO, and I'm just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
You would have thought like, oh, the Fiend's lights are gonna go out, Orton's gonna get distracted long enough for Edge to do something. Yep. So my picks, because my picks got eliminated the fastest, unfortunately.
Well, randomizer was quicker than yours, but
okay, you're right. The I don't really count the randomizer because my mom could have made better picks. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, my mom would have been like, "Is the Undertaker still here?" That's the only one that she knows.
Hey, that's my favorite wrestler of all time. So
there you go.
Oh yeah, my mom knows how to pick the good ones. But it was looking so good for me too. I gotta say that it was looking so, except for Lesnar. Lesnar was the crazy pick, but Bryan was in it. Sheamus was in it. AJ Styles had the insurance policy where he just started eliminating other people's picks, which made me laugh
that was so.
Because he took out Big E. He took out Big E, and I'm just like, there you go. I just took out my insurance policy. Just took out a point for Lou and a point for JFU.
Yeah, that was so upsetting.
And he kept saving AJ Styles, and I'm just like, here we go. He's going to make it to the Final Four. Somebody's going to get eliminated, not take too kindly to almost getting in the way. And what happens? Braun Strowman comes out, eliminates Sheamus. He grabs AJ Styles, throws him out. AJ Styles gets caught. Braun Strowman gets AJ Styles again, is about to throw him again to almost, and then he throws him to the other side of the ring. I'm just like, no, what are you doing, Braun?
Throws him to the other side. He's like, yeah, no, you're gonna catch this one.
Yeah, yeah, right. And then Daniel Bryan gets eliminated, I believe, by Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Which really got to me. I was like, come on, Seth. You eliminated the wrong guy. You all recall, I said AJ Styles or Seth Rollins eliminates Edge. What happens? Edge eliminates everybody.
Yeah, that was Royal Rumble. We have a new champion, and we have co-champions now for the overall championship, but we have the new 24/7 TFS Pod predictions champion, the one-man band.
Come on, I may be in an unpopular minority here, but bring back 2020. This year has just been the inverse. My predictions are turning horribly. Lou got a point to start off the year. One man band is outdoing me. Like, what's going on?
Also in the grapevine, I'm hearing that we may have another player in the predictions game. So we'll have more information later on about that. But congratulations, the one man band, on your championship win. And as tradition, as we always do, time for your victory speech.
Well, as I told both of you, specifically Rick Hard, I said I was coming for you. Last year, I came in the game late, and even with that, I got all the points that I got. This year, it's been a full year, so you better be ready. Hang on to your hats and buckle your seatbelts, because this year is going to be my year. So, you better be used to me being with the 24/7 title. So, yep, that's all I got to say about that.
All right, I just got one thing to say. Lou,
All right.
pass me the dice.